No better time than the present.
Yeah,
Pre-show.
yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
So with you,
I'm cooling, man. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I can really tell that you're really leaning into your second phase of life right now with your director game because your hat, that's a director's hat. That's one of them kind of director's hats. You know what I mean? Usually your brim used to be this way. Your brim
yeah,
used to be like flat like that. Now your
yeah,
brim's like
that's
you got
hilarious. Yeah,
that quiet on the set kind of
yeah,
brim now going on. You know what I mean?
yeah.
I
I'm
like
glad
that,
you
man.
noticed that. Yeah,
I like that. I
yeah,
like that. Looks good
yeah.
on you.
That's well done. Well done. Yeah, good job. Yeah,
You
no,
know,
trying some different shit. Yeah, I can fuck
you
with
know,
it. Fuck with it.
no, no, no. That's you're leaning more into your director role, brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there's a lot of things
So
going on. I
yeah,
appreciate coming on last weekend doing the Grove Hall. That was a good time. You know what I mean? Having
thank
those
you, man.
conversations.
Yes, yes,
So that was
yes.
great. Appreciate that invite.
No, definitely,
I think it's
man.
always dope to just to give people opportunities. And so I'm glad we was able to talk to that. You know what I mean? Because that's really what everything's about. And I'm sure even in the game that you play, you know what I mean? Like if there's somebody trying to get in the game, trying to learn, it's like, yo, come out with me. I'm doing a job, you come out, you help me, show you it just that kind of stuff matters, you know what I mean?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, not just that. Like, I'm big on like advice. If there's any way I could share some information, you know what I mean. Sometimes it's not always about providing opportunity, but more so like a listening ear. You know what I
Hmm.
mean? Like just to talk people through some stuff. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, I'm big on the opportunities. Is one of the best things that you can ever get in life from someone. You know what I mean?
What
Whether
up?
someone gives it to you or whether you get it, what I mean, on your own. You know what I'm saying? Like now, from what you do with it is on your own. Now you got to make something happen too. But just
Yeah,
being given the opportunity, you know what I
yeah.
mean? Like really goes a long way. You know what I'm saying? And man, I love the relationship that what I'm saying you and Toot have built through the opportunities of just him coming on the pod, and then y'all kind of like seeing y'all in the same world, and then it's dope when brothers connect, and it's like whether it's bouncing ideas off of each other or whether it's just pushing you, you know what I'm saying, like motivating you to be better, you know what I'm saying, or just like like all right, I gotta get my game sharp, gotta what I mean, keep my pen sharp, you know what I'm saying, like what I mean, I'm inspired by this, you know what I mean,
100%.
so that
100%.
happens a lot, so definitely thank y'all for pulling up on the pod last week. I got to get a ticket, to his event, man. I'm really looking forward to that. You know what I'm saying? Like, and again, it's just, just supporting each other, man. You know what I'm saying? Like that goes a long way as well too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like just support, you know?
it definitely does. It definitely does.
So
Being there, you know what I mean? And just, yeah, that matters, man. It's funny, this
yeah.
world that we live in, it's so easy to support everybody else, you know what I mean, on the outside,
Yep.
who got millions and millions of supporters already, instead of the
Yep.
people who probably need it the most, who's right next to you, you know what I mean? So that,
Yep. Yep. No, that's
yeah,
that's
so
that's a
they're
big
like, yo,
fact.
man, hold up. He's gonna do an amazing thing, and that's in May. That's next month, I believe.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
so
It's
we
like the
gotta promote that
second.
heavy here as much as we can, you know.
Yeah. Especially like, and it goes back to your point, because again, what I'm saying, like sometimes we're, too guilty of supporting people who don't even know who we are versus the people,
Sure.
what I mean, in your backyard and to share the same soil as you, you know what I
Hmm.
mean? But for some reason though, too, man, and even, even in the cooking world, like I noticed that sometimes like the people who I feel like should always be supported, it always doesn't happen. And I've learned to just lower my expectations, and I know you're probably going to disagree with that, of just how much support people close to me give, because sometimes it's those people who aren't as close to you who are going to give you the most support. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that, that's a big thing.
I saw someone say once that you don't market to the people who you know, you market to the rest of the world, right?
Facts,
Because
facts.
because they're the ones who's most likely going to be, checking for you based on your content alone. Sometimes when you market to those who know you, they judge you based on what they know of you instead of whatever content you're doing, right?
Right.
So they
Yep.
might say, "Oh, I know Jermaine because he used to be down at the Lee School, da 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 da," not on the quality of the food. Like, know me for the quality of what I'm delivering to. Judge me
Yep.
on that. You know what I
Yep.
mean? But we don't get that because we're doing we're putting out things to people who know us for other things, whether it be
Right.
personal or whatever. And it's become a negative in today's world with the way social media works. You know what I mean? Become a
Yeah.
downfall. And,
Yeah.
and what hurts about that's the shit that hurts the most though. You think what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because you doing it trying to show like nah, people from our soil can actually do dope shit. You know what
Yep.
I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that opportunity is normally missed. Curtis, what's up, dog?
CB, what up, big dog?
Yeah, yeah.
I
And I think
mean,
he's right.
so
You know what I mean? You're
yeah,
marketable, but
absolutely.
there's an emotion tied to you marketing to the people across the street. You expect that they're gonna stand up for you when that time is right. That's not normally what happens. You know what I mean? That's too
Yeah.
bad.
It takes people a while, you know what I'm saying, sometimes to gravitate to it or see it. They gotta see it be like the thing. They gotta see like, oh shoot, like, okay, everybody, okay, so let me let me join the club. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody else is supporting, everybody else is doing that and dirt. So let me do the same thing. You know what I mean? Like,
It's funny, but these are the same people that will call themselves the leaders, though, right? Like these are the
yeah,
same,
yeah,
no, I'm a leader. I make my own decisions, but you know the way that goes, you wait until strange dichotomy there, right?
mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Um,
yep, yep. Takes
anyways,
a while
I
for
think
people to catch on.
I don't know if that's a Boston thing though. Is that a Boston thing or is it kind of global?
Um, it feels to me more like a Boston thing, um, because, and I could, just obviously I'm not too much in the know of different regions, but when I look at other regions, even like sometimes from a music standpoint, right? I see other regions like being very supportive of one another. You know what I'm saying? Like, whereas sometimes with the city, and it's gotten better. So I don't want to sit here and down, down it too much. It's gotten better. It could be better. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? But like, I seen a post earlier today, with the young and Mike D's out here doing this thing, and it's like people
word.
really be
Shout to
making
God. Shout to
posts.
God.
Shout out to the young God Mike D's, and people
Word.
really be like posting stuff using his name for clout, and like it's crazy. Like I don't get that. I can't wrap my mind around that part because it's like some people really just go out their way to like downplay shit or just be non-supportive, and that's just bad energy. I can't subscribe to that. You know what I mean? That's just not how I was built or designed. You know what I mean? Like supporting other people like that, or anything like you too, like myself. Like there's many other chefs that do their thing. Like supporting them and showing love to them doesn't take away from you.
Yeah.
It doesn't take away from you. Like it's you know what I mean? Like I'm never intimidated by a chef to the point where I can't show love to that person because I feel a way about what they're doing. Like, nah, we all do our own thing. It's plenty of people to feed, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and so, it's a lane for everybody. You know what I'm
And
saying? Like,
and
I mean,
that's
that's
so
how it
that's
should be.
it's so like I couldn't even wrap my head around sitting in this room right now and being like, nah, I don't want that nigga to win. I don't want him to get more views than me. It doesn't even make sense to me, right? Like there's so many opportunities to go watch a film. Like it would be goofy. It would be beyond goofy for me to be in like, yo, like instead of watching his, just watch mine. You can watch them both. How about that? Support both of the
Right.
projects.
Facts.
I know the hours. I know the work. I know all of that stuff it takes for him to do what he's doing. So I
Yep.
have to respect that. I can't not respect that. You see what I mean?
Right.
And
Yep.
that goes for any writer in our space who don't have $1 million budgets. You think what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gotta make it work. We gotta make it happen.
Yep.
So it's just too bad to hate. It, I don't know if it's hate, Kurt. I don't know if it's hurt. I don't know if it's hate. I think it's like Chef, you were saying a minute ago. I think there are certain people who can lead in the support conversation, and then there's other people who's like, well, I'll just ride the wave of that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Maybe there's a fear factor of jumping out on the ledge of like, no, I support that. Maybe there's a fear factor in that. I don't know.
I don't get. I can't. Again, I can't. I can't wrap my mind. I can't wrap my mind around. You know what I'm saying? Just the thought of it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there was never just one director. There was never just one chef. There was just never one author. There's never just one podcast. You know what I mean? Like, there's so much to consume. There's so many people out here to consume this stuff that, you know what I mean? You're gonna have fans of everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, again, we just gonna keep doing our thing. Y'all gonna keep doing your thing, And again, the same way I'm gonna promote all love, 2, 3, whatever the case may be. I'm gonna support the Trap House Gone Wrong. I'm gonna support the Secret Agendas. You know what I mean? I support the next move. Like, and there's enough love to go around. You know what I'm saying, for my guys, because again, when I see my guys, when I posted something about this in my stories recently. When I see my guys win, like that's, I feel like I won.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I mean? Like I feel like I won too, where it's not just a win for them, but it's a win, you know what I'm saying, for me as well. You know what I mean? Because those are my peoples, and I get to see that. You know what I mean? And I get to support that. And I know that in the early stages of those conversations that you was having when that transition was coming up, like I was around, I was a part of it. You know what I'm saying? So why would I like, yo, my dog is really living out his dream of what he said he was gonna do. That's inspiring shit, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it should be, dog. You know what I'm saying? But everybody doesn't, subscribe to that. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man.
Yeah, it is. But anyway, shout out to everybody who does support whatever ventures from anybody, not just us, but anybody.
Right.
If you find yourself to be a supporter, you are valued. You see what I'm saying? Because it's that shit matters, man. It matters.
Yeah, absolutely.
Support the little kids down at the YMCA, right? Whose parent may not be there to watch the game, but guess what? You there and you yelling and screaming. Go, Johnny. That support matters, right?
Yep.
Just support anybody who's in a moment of need of that. Because a lot of people don't have that kind of support in their corner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
They feel isolated, they feel all these kind of different vulnerabilities that can be easily avoided by somebody who, yo, nice job. I fuck with you.
Yeah, definitely.
It never hurts to do something like that.
Nah. It doesn't take away from your shine. It doesn't take away from you, whatever you got going on, your abilities to be great, be dope. Supporting someone else it's not gonna take away from that. Like, people will still rock with you and everything, and it's still cool. You can still do your own thing, but it's okay, you know what I mean, to want to see other people win and not just yourself. You know what I mean? So,
you want to be a part of a community that's winning. Be a part of a community that's winning. You see what I'm saying? And the best way to do that is to support those who's doing. That's how you do it. Speaking of doing, let's do episode 196.
Hey yo, Donut White, no muzzle. Sparring Minds live every Friday. Let's go. Look, it's Sparring Minds. If you don't know the name, look us up. You know it's all facts when you got Chef Maine cooking up a couple of brothers who know all about the struggle. Black excellence, you know we just work hard and hustle. Whenever you want that urban talk, you know we keep it real. Mr. Maritime on the mic. Yeah, you know the deal is real life. Hotel High Tower bringing you the feel. DJ Payne, keep it 100. Matter of fact, keep it a mill. Let's go.
Oof.
Yo.
Episode 195, man. That sounds crazy to say. Is it 195? I thought it was 195. You just said 195, so I thought, you know what I mean?
196, I think, but either way, salute to almost closing in on 200, which is crazy, right? and then, so Chef, I think there's a couple of things we got to do. Right? A couple things we gotta do tonight. First off, obviously, shout out to the camp. The rest of the camp was not here tonight.
Shout out to the guys.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to Payne. Shout out to High
doing his
Tower.
driving there, 95 thing. So salute to him. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Doing,
Yep.
Little's out, chasing the bag. Salute to him. Payne's out, chasing the
Mm-hmm.
bag. Salute to those guys.
Jason the Bear.
Um, but you get hustle and the chef, man, and there's no better recipe than that, right? You know what I mean? Like it's a pretty good recipe.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
We're gonna get into Platonic tonight. We're gonna do that, right? But well, let's do this real quick because I got something that came across my radar that I wanted to hear your take on. Okay. Check this story. A man is married to a woman who has an 18-year-old daughter, not his. Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
During a regular day, the man knocks on the bathroom door 6 times. The wife hears it. She doesn't hear a response. She says, oh, okay. Thinks nothing of it. Seconds later, she hears the daughter scream. She runs into her room. The husband comes back like, I don't know what the fuck just happened. Over the course of the next 40 minutes, the mother gets 8 phone calls from various family members saying that your husband is a perv, you better call the cops.
Jesus.
The mother is like, yo, what is going on? I was here. I heard the knock on the door. She didn't say anything. I'm right here. She goes back to check the cameras. They have cameras on the inside of their house.
Mm-hmm.
The husband explained it, and it turned out the exact way that he explained the story. He knocked. No one answered. He went in. They confront the daughter like, yo, is your story different than this? The daughter says, I text my niece and said he's a perv. I can't control who else she told. They tell the daughter, yo, call all of these people and tell them this is not the truth. The daughter says, I don't want to look like a liar, so I'm not calling them.
Wow.
The husband says, fuck this, because now everybody's airing him out.
Yeah.
He packs up his stuff, he moves out. The mother says, I don't want you to move out. I will tell my daughter to move out instead.
Oh, that's wild. Wait.
What's the play here for the father and the mother? Start with the father.
Ooh. Jesus. Wow. You really know how to make an introduction, man, to the show.
Man, you know, we've been almost 200 episodes, Chef. We're good at this, right?
Woo. I think everybody needs to relax for a second. I think I think her telling the daughter to go out, to kicking her out is a bit much, in my opinion. But I also think her because that to not call people back and say that is, that's a sign of immaturity to me more than anything.
I was 18.
Yeah, but even at 18, like that doesn't mean she's really ready to be out on her own either. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Chef, he could go to jail for this.
Yeah, I know. That's tough.
Clearly, he did the right thing by moving out. Fuck this.
Yeah,
he did the right
definitely.
Thing.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because at any moment's notice, he could be assault. It could be any moment's notice with the way she's now a proven liar. It's one thing to be a proven liar, but it's another one to be a loud proven liar.
Facts. Yeah.
She's loud with it. And you notice because the whole family has heard this story.
Right.
With that said,
ooh.
I don't know. I think the mother is right in throwing out the daughter.
Wow.
I think she's right. Yeah, Keisha. Like, he has to leave. He has to leave. Any random Tuesday, she could scream out, and it's a thing. I
Yeah.
can no longer live in a house with her, ever. That can't happen.
Right. Right.
And so now you're asking the wife to throw away her marriage because her daughter lied? Is that what you're asking?
It's not about that, right? But where's the daughter? Where's the daughter gonna go? Like where's she gonna go? I mean, at the end of the day, regardless of the mistake that she made, and it's a major mistake, that doesn't mean you just throw her off to the side too, though.
So
You
what's
know
the
what I'm
solution?
saying? Like, I mean, the solution obviously is he did a good thing by leaving the house, right? And whether that's going to get his own place, whatever the case may be. But
The
and so
story
this
said he
is
went
how
back to go live with his moms. He went back to go live with his moms. That's crazy.
oh damn.
He's
Yeah,
one
I
of those
mean,
husbands. He didn't have a plan B because he was all in with his wife. You see what I'm saying?
I get it. I get it. I get it. I
And
get
Keith
it.
said, yo, the daughter needs help. Why is she making those actions? That's
Yeah.
facts.
No, definitely. Definitely. I mean, but again, but Keish, do you get rid of your daughter? Like, do you tell your daughter, like, yo, you gotta go find somewhere to live? Like what? You know what I'm saying? Like, again, maybe
That's
getting her some
the
help
only
because
answer, Chef. That's the only answer. That's the only answer. I'm not giving up my wife because my kid's alive. Right? Like, okay, as the parent there, I don't even know what would provoke the daughter to lie like this. That's the first thing. Is that a failure in the parenting? I don't know that to be true.
no, I mean, kids lie. Kids lie. Yeah, kids lie.
But
Unfortunately,
she's
kids lie.
18, Chef. She's
No,
not 9.
right. You're right. But still, kids lie, man. You know what I'm saying? Kids again. You know, again, what I guess, yeah. Keisha said that she had mental issues. Yeah, because we got to unpack why was that her first thing? If like he went in to use the bathroom, clearly she must have been in there. I'm gonna assume by the story that she may or not have any clothes on in that situation, and that's why it was like,
Right.
and then she goes and texts the family, like, you know what I'm saying? But again, context is everything because he walked in the bathroom thinking that no one was in it. It's not like he went in there knowing that she was in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. When you live in a shared space like that, your responsibility to knock on the door. That's your responsibility.
Right. Absolutely.
So if it was such a situation, right, why wasn't the door locked? Like, there's some basic things here, right? First off, respond to the knock. But if you're not going to respond to the knock, at least lock the door.
Yeah.
And Faye, you're exactly right. He can't be comfortable there ever again. He just can't be comfortable.
Yeah. Why the daughter lie? Definitely, and he wouldn't want to. Yeah, he's not gonna want to be there again. If the young lady would go,
see? So, but Chef Keisha's saying what you was saying. She's like, nah, like the daughter can't go because that might be she might not have no other option at 18.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, again, you can't just put your kid out like that. You know what I'm saying? Like you just can't do that because again, there's situations where is she the only parent? You know what I'm saying? Like,
damn, yo, this
foul that's on every end. You know what I mean? But definitely, you may have to see if this young lady needs some sort of help or something. You know what I mean? Because again, why is that the thing?
We gotta stop doing that, bro. We gotta stop doing that.
Is there a again? Yo, kids do stuff for attention. Is there a dynamic to where the daughter feels like the mother is spending too much time with her husband and totally just forget about her kid, doesn't do anything with her? Again, granted, 18 or not, but still, you know what I mean? That's tough, man. That's really tough. That's
we love in today's world, we love to blend mental health issues with dumb shit. No, like not everybody who does dumb shit got mental health issues. Sometimes people just do dumb shit.
I agree. I agree. As a
Yeah,
working
see,
with
and that's
kids with too.
that's not a space I've ever been in, but so I can't say. But this is some dumb shit to me.
But see, Keisha's saying what I just said. She's saying what I just said. The young lady may feel like moms are spending too much time with the husband or whatever the case may be, and I gotta get him up out of here and get him away from us. Which is crazy to think, but we listen. We have a crazy world we live in, man, and kids do the darndest things, especially for attention from their parents.
That's yeah,
Absolutely.
that's
She could be up. She could still be scarred while her mother and father aren't together anymore. You know what I mean? Maybe she's not feeling a new husband. You know what I'm saying? It's a bunch of factors that go into that. You know what I mean?
There's a risk
That's a very
everybody takes when you go into a relationship with somebody who already has kids.
Yeah.
You take a risk.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
And this is an example of one of those kind of risks where, at some point when shit like this comes about, you quickly realize that you're not the head of the totem pole. Like there's somebody else's well-being could possibly trump yours.
Yep.
When shit hits the fan like this. You know what I mean? And that's no good.
No. Terrible situation to be in. Terrible situation.
Wild story. So I thought, I'll bring it to the chef and see what he thinks about it. Let's dive into tonight's show if you don't mind. We're doing Platonic tonight. And I think it's been well documented that me and you don't play on the same side of this fence, right? But what we did get over the course of our break coming into this season was an email from a listener of the show. So that's what ties into this show. So let me go ahead and read the actual email from the listener, and then we'll take a look at it.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, quick question. My man has a female friend who I don't trust. We've been together for 8 years, but they've been friends for 15. She does girlfriend shit, but he's always nonchalant and saying I'm overreacting. Here's some of the examples. Y'all tell me if I'm bugging or not. First off, sis, thank you for watching the show. But you're bugging from the gate, right? Because if you're still mad, you've been with him for 8 years. Hey, man, put that shit to the side now. He has had female friends for the entirety of your relationship. You knew it coming in. It is what it is. So at this point, if you didn't like it in the first year, you're not gonna like it in year 8. You should have did something about it a long time. Is my thoughts. We on the same page so far, Chef?
Yep.
That seems pretty common sense to me. But I am very interested to go into the examples because the examples matter here, right? Because he could be out of pocket.
Yeah. Now you said, let's clarify. You said best friend, as in like just a female friend. I just want to be clear on the words.
No. So this is okay. So the person writing the email is a female.
Mm-hmm.
Her man has a female best friend.
Got you. Okay. Yep.
Let's start with the first example. He only talks to her when I'm not around. But he tells me it's to respect the time that me and him share. Jeff.
Yeah, that sounds like some bullshit.
That sounds like some bullshit to me. Let's keep it a buck.
That sounds like some bullshit. Yeah, it sounds like some bullshit.
Let's keep it a buck. This is bullshit.
Because if it was definitely that type of dynamic and relationship, you know what I'm saying, you would expect that they would know about each other, right? They've been around each other, they've hung around, you know what I mean? So it's like, if he's talking to her and his lady's in the room, ain't no big thing. I'm just talking to so-and-so, you know what I'm saying? But if you're hiding the fact that you're talking to her, then that doesn't sound good.
Dog, this is Hocus Pocus 101, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so even if it was legit, right? Mm-hmm. The best friend would be around the girl. Like that's how it would work if it was something that was honorable. He would, if he cared, he would have made sure that y'all two mesh because you're probably the two most important women in his life outside of his mother, right?
Yes.
So he would have made sure that relationship worked. The fact that he didn't and kept y'all separate, and is now saying, well, I just want to make sure you know that when I'm with you, I'm with you. I don't want to be no distractions. And then get the fuck out of here, dog.
Yeah. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit. That's absolutely some bullshit for sure. Nah, bro.
Yeah, and Keisha's right, obviously. Like, if y'all been together that long, why does your best friend care? You know, like, we rocking. Like,
right.
it should be a welcome space.
Yeah, it should be none of that.
Yeah,
should definitely be none of
that. It doesn't say. So Faye is asking, has he done this for the entire 8 years, or is that changed behavior? It doesn't say. It doesn't say. Good question, though. That's valid.
Good question.
That is valid. I don't have those details, unfortunately. But let's dive into this step. She gave us 4 examples. So let's dive into the second. So right now we're feeling like, homies on some shit, right? That's kind of what's happening. His female best friend gives advice on how to move. He says it gives him a female view without judgment.
When you say move, what do you mean by that? Like how he moves in his world, in his everyday day to day, like
I guess how he's moving just as a man. I guess is what they're alluding to. There weren't much details to that piece.
Okay.
So I'm gonna assume that she's saying how you should be moving as a man, like the things your responsibility as a man, what you should be doing, what you shouldn't be doing. That's what I'm taking this from. But he's saying to her, nah, she just giving me the woman's point of view, but she don't have no judgment in it. So I can actually buy this a little bit. Here's why. So you know how when you talk to your girl, you've gotta take a little bit off the top because you gotta respect her feelings about it, right? If it's your girl, you gotta care enough about what you're talking about, what you're doing, to make sure that you're prioritizing her emotions, right? That makes sense, right?
Yep.
But if it's a female friend, she can talk to you without that, right? She can just say, "Yo, you fucking up. Like, this is what it is." She don't have to care about your emotions on that level, and within reason. She can speak to you plainly.
That slope can get slippery. You know what I mean? That slope can get a little slippery.
Let's look at it from its core. Is it good for men to get a female perspective on how to move with their lady?
I think yes. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think as long as the lines get blurred, if there's any type of flirtatious dynamic between the two also, right? Whereas you're not flirting or anything like that. Now, I mean, we have sisters, we have moms, there are other women in our life that we could go to for advice. I mean, so I guess why her versus someone like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, unless you're just looking for someone who has no ties to you, doesn't really know you like that, or doesn't have like a personal, because sometimes your family and stuff may sugarcoat things and sometimes another female wouldn't. You know what I mean? Like, so that's,
you know, Chef, this is one of those spaces where I'm always, this is why I'm very anti-female friends. I'm very anti this. Because first, I never want my lady to have a thought that I would need to go to somebody else to communicate about her when I could just go to her, right? Like, we should be in a space where if we're fucking and we're living together, if we're doing this, I need to be able to come to you and have conversations with you, right? I don't want to talk to your sister. I don't want to talk to my sister. I don't want to talk to Earth about you, and you're the one I'm fucking. That doesn't make sense to me.
I mean, I don't think all the I mean, yes, I get that part of it, but I don't think that, again, Keisha saying to it, as long as there's boundaries, because sometimes, again, I'm just saying, again, just sometimes that you can like dive. That sounds crazy. Okay, just sometimes you can look inside. Let me make sure my words are clear. Make sure you can look inside the mind of a woman without, you know what I'm saying, like, or just get a perspective, another perspective from another female. Like, but again, as long as there are boundaries set, and I
But
think
here's
that's
the
the
thing.
biggest thing.
The problem is this. Unlike men, most men, we think in a certain logic pattern. Most
Mhm.
men, we think in a certain way. Depending on the woman you're talking to, you could get 36 different answers to the same thing. There's not a woman who can give me insight that would probably parallel Faye. There's not one. Because Faye has her own way of doing things. Just like every other woman. They're all mixed bags. They're like Skittles.
Yeah,
You get what I'm
yeah,
saying? You don't know what
yeah.
you're gonna get. And so for me to ask my sister or some female friend, think about this too. If you
Mhm.
have a female friend, generally, most likely, she probably thinks like you. That's why you're friends to begin with, right? That
You said
doesn't
she
help
probably
you,
thinks, you said she probably thinks like you.
probably.
Okay.
That's why you guys align as friends, because you think about things the same way. But
Okay.
that is not going to help you with your girl if you're confused about it and you think a certain way and your friend thinks like you, she's not going to understand your view. So how is she helping? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's
Okay.
yeah, talk to your girl. I believe in that. I believe in that. I agree with that. I agree.
That's fair.
I agree. Yeah, that's super
Fair.
fair. Don't do something for your partner based on what some other person's told you. Like, yeah, that's because you're not there every day. You don't know the dynamic. You don't know enough. And so yeah, I'm a believer in that. All right, so right now, I mean, I can give him a pass on the second situation. I can give him a pass. The first one, he's out of fence. Here's
What's
number
the
three.
third? What's the third? Let's see
She
where it's going.
attends family and social events when I'm not there. He says she's like family, and her dynamic is more protective and not romantic.
I think attending the family things, I think that's a little bit, that's a bit much, because you're always gonna have one family member, is Uncle Rudy or cousin George or somebody, that's gonna be like, "Hey man, who your friend, man? Who your friend?
Uh,
That's your girlfriend." You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Like, there's gonna be some confusion on that part of it, and someone's gonna shout out, "Man, y'all look good together." You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, so I
yeah.
think family functions or anything like that, that's a those are no-nos. That's an absolute no-no. That's signaling the wrong message right there by doing it, even to make the invite, you know what I'm saying? Like, or even going to something of hers. Like, yeah, that's not gangster B. You might
Here's
want
what
to
I've seen in real
reevaluate
life. I've seen this in real life, right?
that.
Where a dude has a female friend at a family thing. And simultaneously, he's going through drama with his lady at home who doesn't pull up to the event. So, random auntie who has now befriended the friend
Facts.
has now jumped off the ledge. She's had a couple of Coors Lights. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? And now
Mm-hmm.
she's like, I never liked that girl for you anyway. You should go ahead and
Yo,
be with her.
hey yo.
So now she pouring gasoline on the situation.
Yep.
She got you thinking away, like, damn, maybe Auntie right.
Mm-hmm.
You ready to throw your girl away now at this point.
Yeah, nah.
Because now
No.
everybody's pointing out, look, she's here for you. She's over there making your plate. She's getting you
Mhm.
right. She fit in with the family. We like her. We don't like that other bitch.
No. Making your plate is definitely like that's just a thing. That's a no, dog. Like making your
No,
plate is only reserved. Nah, I can't be. Nah. Dog. She making your plates wild, B. Nah, making your plates wild. Nah, don't. No.
I couldn't play in those spaces. I promise. I'd be crossing the lines all the time.
I'm cool. Yo, sis, hook your brother. I call my sis. Hey, Gwen, hook me up. You know what I mean, mom or something. But yeah, nah.
Question. Okay.
Making
You
the plate
go
is,
with a
like Reem says, making the plates crazy.
Reem. Nah. Okay.
Reem. No
You
way.
give your female friend a ride there. Do you open the door for her?
I'm not giving her a ride there. Like, no, that's
This is your female friend. You're not giving her a ride there?
Nah, you got a car? Nah, meet me there. You know what I'm saying? But nah, no.
Yeah.
Nah, hell no.
These lines, I don't understand. Let's just say that. I don't understand these lines. No. Because I think women should be treated like women, right?
Yeah.
I open the door for every woman. I open the door literally for every woman, right? So I would do the same. I would obviously do the same for my female best friend.
Yeah.
Right. And then conversely, us being best friends, she would know that I think women should make plates for men. That's just something that I think is a standard. Just like I would think.
Making your plates crazy though, Tom. Making your plates crazy. Combo,
really?
Making your plates kind of crazy. Making your plates kind of crazy. Yeah, no way.
Okay, so one of these examples so far, we're like, nah, dudes out of families. The second one, I'm on the fence. Social events, you're like, nah, he's fucked this one up too.
He's wilding. See,
that's exactly it, Keish. That's what I'm feeling.
Now, opening the door, yeah, that's just a gentleman thing to do. You know what I'm saying? That's just a gentleman thing to do. Again, to your point, I've opened the door like if I'm walking into work and one of my female coworkers are walking, I would open the door like, yeah, you walk with him. Like, that's innocent, stuff like that. Cool. Making a plate though is insane. Though. Not making a plate. No way. Capo, you gone? Where you go, man? I think Capo's having some technical difficulty at the moment. I hope Faye didn't go in there and turn up because he said something about the plate. But yeah. Opening the door, not a bad thing at all. Not a bad thing to open the door. But making a plate, absolutely. You know what I'm saying? You're just being a gentleman if you open the door. I've opened the door for a coworker of mine. No big deal. But yeah, making a plate is crazy. You know what I'm saying? No way. Most likely best friend gets treated like a man. Yeah, definitely. I mean, I've never had a female best friend, so I don't know anything. I don't know anything about that. No way. Faye, what'd you do to my brother, man? What's going on? What'd you do to him, man? You know what I mean? Oh man. Okay. All right. Get some juice back in there. Get some juice back in your phone, brother. But yeah, I've never had never had a female best friend. You know what I'm saying? My whole life, my best friends have been my guy friends. You know what I'm saying? So never that. Yeah. Rest in peace to my brother Tim Brown, because that was my best friend. You know what I mean? But yeah, never had a female best friend. Because again, those lines get blurred and the slopes get slippery. So yeah. Yeah, man. His phone died. Capo's phone has died on him. And he was cooking too, man. This was a really good episode, so we didn't even get a chance to dive into the last part of it. But You know what I mean? While we're out there, good people, what do you guys think about, you know what I'm saying, that whole male female dynamic of being friends? You know what I'm saying? Can it just be a friendship? Does it have to be more than that? You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like men and women can exist in a space where they can be friends and like that's just it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's really nothing more, you know what I'm saying, going on. So Capo is getting some juice. So he's not, let's see, he's in the comments though. You know what I mean? So yeah, give me guys your thoughts and opinions on what do you think about platonic relationships between men and women. Can they exist? Should they exist? You know what I mean? What do you think? Because the situation he was talking about was kind of crazy. You know what I mean? So yeah, okay. All right, man. We're getting up against it anyways. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely, Keish. Absolutely. Yeah, it can absolutely just be friends. Absolutely. You know what I mean? And it should be no thing about that. You know what I mean? Again, the lines get blurred and crossed, you know what I'm saying, when there's things like they're attending, family events, when plates are being made, you know what I'm saying, when, you're going to pick them up to go to a family event. Like, nah, I can't do it. I'm not with platonic friendships. Yep. And you know what? And to each his own, man. Everyone can, you know what I'm saying, doesn't play in that space, and there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I mean? But that situation, again, to Keisha's point, that situation, it seemed like it was a little more than that going on there. You know what I'm saying? That felt like it was more than, because you should be able to have a conversation if it's like that with your lady around. You know what I'm saying? Or they should know each other, who they are. Shouldn't come to family events without the lady being there. You know what I'm saying? Like, should not have the plates being made by your best friend if your lady's there. Or if your lady's not there, either one. There's just no scenario in which that should happen. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, man, this was this was a good one. It looks like we got the poll up about the platonic friendships between men and women. There are some people that are on the fence about it, and there's some people that are saying hell no about it. You know what I mean? We will get this conversation and continue it for it to go. Probably have it up on our Facebook page and our group. So yeah, appreciate everybody for rocking out tonight. It's just the chef rocking out right now. You know what I'm saying? But shout out to Hightower on the road, traveling, and shout out to Payne, and shout out to Little out there chasing that bag, getting that money, doing what they do best. You know what I'm saying? And tune in on Sunday, the 19th, coming up, as Grove Hall Podcast will be back. We'll be on at 6:50 for the layup line, recap a bunch of stuff from last week, OTL, NBA playoffs, all kind of good stuff going on. But, we got something special for you guys on Sunday. You know what I mean? So, make sure you tune in, and always make sure that you respect life. This is the Chef, TSMP, episode 195, 196. We're getting close to 200 episodes. And that's kind of crazy, you know what I'm saying? When you think about it, we started this thing in April 2020, you know what I'm saying? So now we're in April 2026, and we're approaching 200 episodes, and that's just crazy to be. You know what I mean? We have a whole network and everything. So, shout out all the other podcasts on the network, whether it's Turnbuckle Talk, Heartboxing, Grove Hall, Movie Motivated, Femme Freaks, Messy Link Up. Hopefully we get Brown Liquor. You know what I'm saying? The Main Blueprint. You know what I mean? So what we've started on this journey has been amazing. You know what I'm saying? And so I couldn't have had four better brothers to do this podcasting with over the last 6 years, the way we've done it. You know what I'm saying? So, it's been books coming out, it's been movies, it's been all kind of stuff, going on that we got. And the Growth Hall podcast has a special announcement coming up on Sundays because we have something. We have a dope event coming up for you guys in June. So stay on the lookout for that. We'll talk about that on Sunday. But other than that, chefs out. Peace and love to everybody at Rock Out, and be on the lookout for. We're going to continue this conversation going about platonic friendships between men and women, and seeing where it's at with everybody. All right. Enjoy your Friday night. Again, chef out. Episode 195.